But Louis, you're talking about Yavi, who was struggling to get a spot in Kenya. Tell us Yavi's story.
Yeah.
Just give us the full name. Tell us who Yavi is, because maybe a lot of people are not familiar with who she is. I just saw her in a couple of these Diamond Leagues, and I'm like, first of all, I did not even know that she's Kenyan, because Yavi is not an obviously Kenyan name, but I'm seeing a black person running for Bahrain, and then I'm looking at the forehead. I'm like, that forehead kind of looks familiar. I've seen it somewhere. And then when I go Google, I realize that she's actually a Kenyan. So tell us a little bit about Yavi, Chief Louis.
Yeah, so Yavi, apparently, she's from Ukambani. She's from Ukambani. And how she ended up being a runner, honestly, I, just happened to be like that, running in school or something like that, in primary school, where her talent was kind of like nurtured by her coach, or rather her school coach. She went into high school and began winning this provincial and this local, rather, school marathons. No, there are no provinces by then. She's still young. And when she came to Nairobi, she decided to go to Nyayo Stadium to train with other fellows, other athletes. And then some guy called Felix saw her, and he decided, well, I'm going to train you. I think you're going to be a very good athlete. And with the help of Felix, she was able to make it into the under-16 team. So she started running when she was 15, actually. And I've been watching her ever since, when she's just been growing up until now she's in her 20s. So she did really, really well until when she smashed 17, when now she was ready and ripe to go into the senior team. Unfortunately, there is so much politics in the senior team. The person who helped her a lot in the senior team was Beatrice Chepkoech. She's the current champion, actually, right now in the 800 meters for the ladies, if I'm not wrong. And steeplechase, that is. It's not 3,000 steeplechase ladies. And so what actually happens is that when they're choosing people to go for races, the coaches have to bribe those fellas to allow a certain number of people to actually be able to make it into the team. And all the time with her, she didn't have any money. She had no agent. She only had a coach. Obviously, she could not be able to muscle her way through to get her name to be put into the roster. And so each time, whenever she would try and attempt to even make it to the Olympics or something like that, or maybe the Commonwealth Games, should always be pushed back. And she was always being told that there are other people who came before you that are much better than you are. Your time will come. And she became impatient. So Felix told her, I've heard about somebody who is in Bahrain that is going to help you out. They will give you an opportunity there. Some Kenyans are already going out there, and they're being paid very well. Felix bade her goodbye, got her tickets, connected her with an agent out there, put her on a plane. She got into the team immediately the moment she landed.
Wow. And
she changed her name to Yavi. Well, she got to Bahrain.
Oh, so she changed that name when she got to Bahrain. So she had another name, like maybe Anduta or Kaleche. Okay. So that now makes sense. That now makes sense. Wow.
And then, funny enough, she does not stay there. She doesn't stay in Bahrain. She still stays in Ukambani, and she trains. She trains in Kenyan Stadium with the same people that she was being denied an opportunity to make it to the team with.
Oh, so
she's always in Kenya. She's never in Bahrain. She only goes to Bahrain for maybe a short period of time to register for races, and then she's back.
Wow, these are some serious gems being dropped by Louis. I know Mika had a quick question before we let you go, Louis. This is so amazing. Mika. Okay, Mika, I think Mika's has dropped.
No. I didn't have a question. I was going to add on to that reason why it most probably went to South Africa, because Louis touched on it. And he said they have the cities that seem to have the highest revenues are the ones that seem to be getting the marathons. And even if you wanted to go to Africa right now, I think South Africa is the country that has set itself as the best tourist destination, just from its music, its movies. South Africa feels like the Dubai of Africa. I don't know if you're getting it. Like in music videos, African Americans, even when they do something, they're doing it in South Africa. Like everybody's looking at South Africa in a way that it's more marketable. So it makes sense why that marathon would go there, because it would attract people to go there, not only just South Africans, but people from all over the world. Now, Louis, when I know when you say that it was hard for Kiptum to get a coach, what usually makes somebody want to invest into coaching a runner who hasn't even run a race? Who it is just them looking at that ambition, and when it comes to compensation, how does it who factors into the bill the cost of building this runner?
Well, from what I have heard, I was talking to one of our runners. Her name is Chebet. She has also just become. Actually, she just won. She has the world record in the the 10K right now. She just matched it on New Year's Day the other day, up in Europe. And this is what Chebet told me, that you need to put in the work yourself. So whoever is your coach really does not matter. It is your coach who needs to bring in the best out of you. Okay, so it is like you're in class, you're studying, and you go for preps. You wake up in the morning, you're still smashing the midnights, whatever, oil, whatever, you name it. Do all that stuff. You are working it with your coach. You can change your coach as many times as you want, for as long as you feel comfortable. Just the same way Omanyala changed the coach the other day. He was like, hey, I need to do much better. I'm going to get another coach. Now, with that, it's the coach's job to try and get agents for you. Agents, their job is to get races, and sponsors will begin looking at you. Now, the problem is the agents need to be paid. How will they get paid? They'll get paid by you winning races. And if you do not win races, you will not be invited for meetups. You get. And Kiptum didn't even have shoes at some point. I think there is one of the other. Geoffrey Kemaror is the one who gave him a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of Nikes. And that's what he was using, apparently. Funny enough, they had the same size of feet. And their neighbors back Kwao in Kaptagat. And so, with that kind of a person who has no budget, he has no money flowing in. You can see now the government is building him a house. They were living in a small little, those regular bao houses back at home. He could not be able to find a way to convince an agent that I am going to be good enough. An agent wants to get somebody that's ready-made. And it was very hard for a coach to bring him up to that pace so fast when he was also being denied the opportunity to race with his fellow athletes so that he could actually get to know his pace and bring out the best out of him with other fellow elites, because each time he would go to E10, he felt like he was not wanted there.
Wow.
So he had to go train by himself. And so no scouts were going to Floresburg to go see him there. When you go to E10, where I have been a couple of times with my late friend Suleiman Kinani, there are small little lodges around. If you walk in there, you'll find Wazungus just chilling, trying to look around and find any potential athletes that they can be able to pick up and see if they can make money out of that person. And this agent, all they do is they will pick one, look for a coach that is working with that person, give them a time frame and say, I'm giving you about 8 months or 12 months. I'll book for you the first race. I hope you'll do well. If you don't do well, I am out. And you're on your own. And you have to pay me back the money that I'm going to spend on you to go for a race, probably, let's say, in Valencia. Kiptum couldn't afford that. That was the problem.
So how did he get to Valencia?
I do not know. I have no idea. I just know how he made it.
Okay.
Probably crowdsource funding. You never know.
Okay.
Maybe sold a piece of land. You never know.
Sasa Louis tufanye hivi. I mean, because, oh my goodness, you're like an encyclopedia on these athletics issues. We are gonna schedule a date.
Yeah.
To have you come, so that we can get, like, details. And this is what I say.
Are you coming to Boston? Are you planning on coming to Boston?
Are you coming to Boston for Boston Marathon?
I'm not running, but I was thinking about it because me and Wahome, we're in another group together, and I think OneMic and Ali, so we were discussing about that. I might come.
Okay, all right, good.
Karibu.
So, but I think we need another day, and these are the gems that I think, like Kenyan journalism will never reveal. You Can only get that on the One Mic Show, and this was a surprise. I'm not gonna say this was planned for, but this was really good. I really appreciate Chief Louis. We are gonna discuss a date when you're gonna come to just make Kenyans understand, like what really is going on, because we see all the glory, but we don't know the chaff that's down there that athletes have to deal with. Asante sana, Chief Louis.
Yeah.
All right.